Shalom, this is your girl Sophia, the Ameru Khan Mariam, and this is a video to discuss the topic of the mindset necessary for manifestation. As you can see, I'm in a different location than I normally am. I'm actually at a hotel, and there I realized in this experience that I'm having right now that the power of the manifestation has always been within us, but our mindset is not in the proper order for us to actually manifest what we want. So I'm going to try and make this a short video so that you can review it a few times and really understand it. It's not in, there's no power outside of us that's going to cause us to be able to manifest. What we need is to ask the right questions, because the scripture says, asking ye shall receive, knocking the door shall be open. There's nothing in between that. However, if you don't know how to ask the proper questions, you will not be able to manifest quickly and easily and in the way that is most beneficial to you. This does not mean that your manifestations will not be without issues. However, the issues can also be resolved quickly and you can move effortlessly through your life. So I'm in the middle of an experience, the likes of which I've never experienced anything like this. And you know me, I want to get this information out to you all as soon as possible so that you can try it and see if it works for you. So about asking the proper question. First of all, if you haven't done the shadow work, if you haven't tamed your flesh, this is probably going to be difficult for you. However, it won't be impossible, because this is the same method that the Gentiles use to manifest everything that they have. The difference between the children of light and the Gentiles is that when things don't manifest perfectly, they don't really know how to handle that. And the children of light, since we've been through so much trauma, we know how to handle when glitches appear in the system and things don't manifest the exact way that we want it to. So if you've done the shadow work and you've come to the conclusion, like I did a few weeks ago, that I have the faith. It's not that I don't believe in the Most High Mother and Father, my brother Yeshua as Messiah and Savior, an intercessor for me. It's not that I don't believe. It's not that I don't understand how this process works. I've done the research. I know, how how it works. I just haven't experienced it. And so the question became, actually, by way of going to church, for Father's Day, the priest asked a very good question, and he made a very important statement that is what triggered this understanding for me. And he said that fathers are the living icon of God for their families. And what we as Hebrews or children of light in general, we have not seen the God of our fathers. We're calling on the God of our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but we have not seen the God of our fathers. We have not seen the God of our fathers in the way they act in our life. Not only have we not seen the God of our fathers, our actual fathers, our fathers here on earth, are the church fathers and patriarchs, for a lot of us have let us down. They haven't been that image of the Most High God on this planet. And so we don't have a frame of reference to start with. Unlike our ancestors who have seen the miracles, we have not seen the miracles. We have not seen this. We don't have a frame of reference. And this was my problem with Christian Science. This is how all of this ties together. In Christian Science, a lot of the white people, and this is like not being offensive to white people, but a lot of white people, they had seen the God of their fathers. They had seen the Most High operate in their favor, on their behalf. They had seen it. So they had a reference point due to their creation process and all. They had a reference point, right? We, children of light, who have been here many, many manifestations, the Hebrew Israelites who are displaced, we have not seen it. We have only physically seen pain and suffering. So the question that you have to ask in your mind is, what does the perfection of the Most High look like? And you have to ask the Most High to show you, what does his perfection look like? I'm trying not to shake the table. What does his perfection look like? What does it look like to be protected by our Father and our Mother? What does it look like? We don't have a frame of reference for that. And so we've been asking all of the questions, but we haven't been asking that question. Why? Because we don't understand that the fathers, the men on this planet are supposed to be the reflection of the Most High. And so we can only assume, without the Most High telling us directly, that the reflection that we're getting from our men is the reflection of the Most High. And in most cases, it is not. In some cases, it's close. The men they don't have an example either. Our men used to have an example of what the perfection of the Most High looked like. They don't have an example either. So you have a lot of people out here with no example of what perfection looks like. How can you go anywhere? How can you make any progress when you don't know what it looks like? You've never experienced it to refer back to it. You don't have that placeholder in your mind. So what I am suggesting to people is that they ask. Now, there's more stuff that goes along with this, and we'll discuss this as we move forward. But I wanted to bring something that was quick and easy for people to implement right now, to start to see these things change in their life. And everybody, the readers, they've been skirting around it. But this is the heart of the matter. What does the perfection of the Most High look like? What does the perfection of the Most High look like in my life? I asked that question before I go to bed. I asked it when I woke up. Once we ask the question, I swear to goodness, once we asked the question, it was just the asking of the question. What does it look like? Since we were already in the vibration, the high vibration, holding the high vibration, asking that question is what unlocked the door. The door opened right up. And So I can't really tell this story fast, but I will get into it a little bit. My youngest daughter is in a pageant in Maryland, and so I had to get to Maryland so that I could accompany her to the pageant. Well, I didn't ask the question to the Most High of what his perfection looked like until last night, Thursday night, late Thursday night. I was talking with a sister, and we said, well, what does it look like? I don't know what it looks like. I don't have an example of that. And the stories in the Bible are not examples that are relevant to this situation which we have going on here in this Babylon. And even the way the Bibles tell the story, they leave out the parts that are perfect. You have to read a bunch of other books in order to see that these things are perfect. So we asked the question. Before I even asked the question, I was, the Most High answers the questions before we ask. The Mother is so amazing. They answer the questions before you ask. So whenever you do ask the questions, the answers are already there. So I didn't have any money to get up the road. And I was like, well, first of all, I need money to get up the road. And so before I had asked the question, I guess I knew that D-Day was on Thursday. And that's a whole nother thing we can get into later. I had already, asked the people if they could send me some money so that I could get up the road. And after I asked the question, I just had the money to come up the road. And so I was in the midst of, I had to load one of my storage units because I can't afford it. And so I get back to my house. It was like 2 a.m. So I said, well, I can't leave right now. I'm going to have to take a nap first. So I slept for about 4 hours. I woke up feeling extremely refreshed. I left out the house. I got on the road about 7 o'clock. Now I needed to be here by 7 p.m. I couldn't make that work, right? Because I left at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's a 12-hour drive. I'm in a 20-year-old car. I have to stop, and let the car rest. But the car's driving like a brand new car. It's a 20-year-old car. It's driving like a brand new car. Somewhere along the way, I got something in my tire. Anyway, that's a story I'll tell another time. And when I stopped for gas, I noticed the tire was flat. And I was like, oh, I'll just stop at the next gas station and put some air in. Well, I ended up on a bunch of back roads. And so there wasn't any places to put air in the tire for like 25, 30 minutes. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. So I stopped to put air in the tire, and lo and behold, it's a nail in the tire. A shard of, I don't even know what it was, in the tire. And I was like, oh my goodness, I got to find somewhere to get the tire plugged. So I put it in a GPS to a tire shop. I drove directly to the tire shop. I have on my athletic clothes, so my melanin is popping. And so I'm in the middle of redneck country. So I go and I ask the guy. Now, mind you, I'm in my workout gear. So I have on like a broad top, like exercise pants. Like I'm in workout gear. I asked the guy, well, you guys do tire plugs? He said, oh, yeah. So he does the plug. I said, well, how much do I owe you? It's like $5. I was like, whoa, $5 at home. They would have charged me $20 for that. So, okay. I said, I got $5. I got cash. I handed him cash. I kept along my way. I got to the theater where the pageant was being held just before it ended. I was able to park really easily. I walked right in. I got here right before, like I said, right before the pageant ended. I got my pictures with my daughter. And then the person who was her sponsor said, well, where are you going to stay? And I was like, well, I don't know, man. I just drove 10 hours. I hadn't even thought about it. Where I am is it's like 2 hours from, I don't have a house here anymore. So it's like 2 hours away from where I would stay. And then I have a friend, but she's like an hour from here. And she's like, well, what if we could just get you a hotel room at the hotel? And I was like, wow, that would be amazing. She gets on the phone. She books a hotel room. Come to the hotel room. I was like, dang, I didn't even eat because I was trying to rush and I didn't want, all this fast food. And while I was sitting down waiting for them to come inside of the hotel, they make an announcement. Oh, we have a bunch of snacks for all the pageant people over here. Whenever y'all get ready, it's like a little reception. I was like, this is unbelievable. So all I saw was cupcakes. So I was on the phone with the sister. This is, she got a story I'm going to tell later. And I was like, Dad, let me see if they have some other food. I go inside the room. They got sandwiches. They got sodas, chips, tacos, more desserts. I was like, oh my gosh, I got food. So I grabbed a couple little sandwiches and, some soda. And I go and I sit down. And I was like, I didn't even have to worry about my food. The food was here. So my mom sent me a message. She was like, well, what happened to you? Because I was just going to get tea. I was like, I'm going to go downstairs and get some hot tea, because my throat hurting a little bit. And I was like, I could take some hot tea. That would be nice. And literally everything was taken. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to leave back out. I didn't have to do anything. Everything was taken care of. Like VIP style. I didn't have to check into the room because I wasn't paying for it. The person who sponsored my child checked us in, gave us a key. We come into the room. It's got a bed. I took a shower. I was like, wow, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. I couldn't have, and this is a nice hotel. Really, it's a Marriott, which I love Marriott. So this is a nice hotel. And I'm just like, this is the Most High. He rolled out the red carpet for me. So all I had to do was show up, and everything was just taken care of. So it's not that I didn't have problems, because remember, I had a hole in my tire. I didn't get a chance to eat. I didn't have anywhere to stay. So it's not that I didn't have any problems. I had a lot of problems, but they were just taken care of. And all I had to do was experience it. And so another part of this is, another reason why the Most High won't do this for you until you ask, is because, number one, you have to acknowledge who did it. I didn't do any of this stuff. The Most High and the Mother rolled out the red carpet for me. I didn't do anything. All I did was say, I don't know what your perfection looks like, Most High. Can you show that to me? Can you tell me what it's like to be your child? I don't know what that's like. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, the wrong thing, up, down, whatever. I don't know what it's like. And so, because I asked, he showed up. And the Most High will not have you giving the credit for what he has laid out for you to someone else. And that's the reason why we couldn't have it, because we're unwilling to come out of the world. Meaning, the world would say, if somebody asked me, how did I, and then my daughter's like beautiful in her dress, and I mean, the world would have you say, oh, I did that. Oh, I willed it into existence. It was me and my big brain power that did that. No, this wasn't me. I didn't do anything. All I did was show up. I showed up. We have to show up in our lives. If you don't show up, you don't get anything. So all I did was show up. And, because I made the decision to show up, the red carpet was rolled out for me. You have to show up. And you have to give, just like, the one pauper that returned to the Most High, not the Most High, to Yeshua after he was healed. You have to go back and give thanks. You have to go back and follow the Most High. If you don't think I'm following the Most High 100 toes down now, you got to be kidding. I already was, but I see what happens. And you can't be arrogant about it. I had nothing, zero. A week ago, I didn't have money to eat. Like, I had nothing. And here I am sitting in a hotel for a pageant a week later from nothing. So it doesn't take a long time to change. Things can change. You can jump the timelines instantaneously. What I did, as soon as we asked the question, I got the money to come up the road. It wasn't an hour later. It was like 5 minutes. And my mom was texting me, oh, well, take the money from my account. Oh, okay, great. I got the money to come up the road. She didn't have the money. She had to get the money from some. This is what I mean. All I had to do was show up and say, oh yeah, I'm coming. I'm going to be here. If I get stuck on the side of the road with no gas, I'm on the road. That's what I'm doing. I'll exhaust every resource I have to do what is important, to not cause additional trauma to anyone else. I will do whatever it takes. And because I showed up, the Most High, the Mother, they walked me directly through the process. You cannot give yourself the credit. It's not me. I'm trying to explain. All I did was ask the question. What is it like to be your child? What is it like to be a daughter of Zion? I asked that a little while ago. I found out because I just started making these prophecies, and I could clearly see what was going on, and I could see other people wouldn't. So that's how I learned, what it was like to be a daughter of Zion. But to be a child of the Most High, that's something you can only find out once you ask. And when you ask, the floodgates will be open to you. So I know this probably is too simple from some people. They want something complicated. They want to light candles and, go to church, stand out in the field, bloodlet, hate or whatever. I know it's going to be too difficult for people to ask, what is it like to experience the perfection of the Most High? What is it like to wake up every day and know that the Most High is going to take care of me? What is that like? I don't know what that's like. I've never experienced that. It's a very simple question, and it doesn't take a lot to ask it, but you have to ask. I can't ask for you. You have to ask for yourself. I can't ask for you. And once you ask that question, you will see miracles like you've never seen. So I'm not going to make this video long. I want you all to have a great day. Ask the questions. Seek and ye shall find. Ask. Ask and it shall be answered. Ask and it shall be answered. That is it. Ask and it shall be answered. So I hope everybody has a great day. We'll have some more information coming out because this thing is vast, but I wanted to get this out to you soon. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. So y'all have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. Shalom.